Hey everybody, all you dizzy people out there. Good to talk to you again. I know I spoke with a bunch of you through my last video. Just wanted to come back and make another video because it seems like it's reaching a lot of people and everybody seems to like to discuss their symptoms, which is great. I mean, it's cool to have a community with other people that are dealing with the same issues. It makes it easier on me. I'm sure it makes it easier on you guys too. So I want to talk about today my recent visits to the chiropractor. It's been really different from anything else I've ever done before, any type of doctor I've seen or anything like that. Um, my neurologist has set me free, cut me loose, which kind of frustrated me. I had gone to him last time and he had said, you've got this functional disorder. I can't really tell you how long it's going to last, that my brain is making guesses on certain things, and that's just the way it is. Kind of letting me know that I got to wait it out, which is complete BS if you ask me, because I'm not going to sit around and deal with this my whole life and just wait it out. Although he did say, in the interim, I don't just wait. He says I should exercise vigorously. Now, I don't know any of you guys out there that are bouncing around day to day. If you really think you just jump up and exercise all the time, it's really uncomfortable. Obviously, he did recommend a bike, a stationary bike, something like that. I did go out and buy one. It's in my basement. I got it, so we're halfway there. I just need to actually build up the courage to get down there and work on it. But it did frustrate me though. I mean, he says, take you off the medication. It didn't work. They had me on Topamax, which, other than making me forget things and stupid, didn't really do anything for my balance. So he said, just go ahead and discontinue it. And I was concerned about that at first because they said, can't you have issues if you stop, like seizures and things like that? He had said that no, that was just somebody who already has seizures or epilepsy or something like that, so that just stopping it cold turkey was perfectly fine. He told me to keep up as much as I can on the migraine diet. He gave me a whole bunch of stuff to read and review, which, I'll go ahead and put some of that down there for you guys. I know I've shared it with some of you out there, and if you find it useful, great. I haven't had the time to read through all of it. I've been trying to keep myself real busy. And that's one of the things that I do recommend to you and everybody else out there. As hard as it is, try to keep yourself active, busy, doing something to keep your mind off of everything. And I know it's always there, so keeping your mind off everything is not the easiest thing to do. But for myself, I've been getting into reselling, which has been great for me. If you look behind me here, I got a whole shelf full of video games, and seems like a lot of people like video games, so if they like them, I'm going to find them and I'm going to sell them. But that's beyond the point. So I ended up going to a chiropractor, though. Somebody at my church had recommended a chiropractor for, they had seen him for migraine issues, and since my doctor had mentioned that migraine could be a cause of all this, even though I don't get headaches, apparently, again, migraine is thought of as a mechanism, not necessarily just a headache. So, of course, something to look into if you haven't looked into that as of yet. I know some of you have that migraine vertigo that you've been diagnosed with. But anyway, I've gone to see this chiropractor, and it's just a completely different experience than anything I've dealt with before. It's hard to say if I am skeptical, if I believe it or not, but some of the things so far, it seems to be working. I went and they did the first session, and we went through a clearing, I guess it was what was called, and it was kind of odd. They had me kind of hold my hand out like this. She pushed down on my arm, had me hold this vial while doing that. Anything that my arm went down with, that meant that I was having a negative adverse reaction to that item. So whether it was my body, vitamin B complex, wheat, all these different things that we went through. And then we started the process of clearing. So the first time we did a clearing on my body, and I went through the process where they had me, go home, and I didn't really have to do much for that one other than avoid coffee, I believe it was. but it immediately I did feel different. As strange as it seems, because the whole process was very odd, and I don't I don't know if it's just like one of those placebo effects and it's in my head or something, but I definitely felt different. And for that whole week, my balance was better than it has been in the whole 2 years that I've been through this. And I don't know. I mean, the last day though, that Friday before I was supposed to go back for my checkup on that, the balance was really bad that night. So, who knows? But they had me do another clearing last Saturday, which was for B complex. For that one, I was not able to have any mint or coffee, but fortunately, I could eat whatever I want because I was going to a Cardinals game that night, and as you know, any baseball game or any sporting event, you're going to eat horribly. Couldn't drink alcohol or get high though either. So those are other things that you couldn't do during. It's a 25-hour period that you go through. Apparently this clearing happens. So I did that one. At first, it didn't seem like it did much, and they do say that within 24 hours, or 25 hours, I guess, you could feel the same. You could feel worse. You could feel better. But these last couple days, I've been okay. Not great still, not 100%, but I still feel better than I have. One thing that I've noticed is not coming back is this suffocation feeling that I would get. And I would get this 2-3 times, sometimes 4 times a week, where I feel like I'm breathing, but it feels like I'm breathing maybe through a straw that has a hole in it. So it's very uncomfortable. So I don't know. I haven't gotten that since I've started this process. So there's that to look at, and one thing that really bothered me. I still get chest pains, which is frustrating. I know I've had lots of heart tests done, and they've found nothing. And they say, my heart looks great, everything's pumping correctly, everything's working right. Echocardiogram was wonderful, all of this stuff. So I know they say it might be costochondritis, or I'm probably saying that wrong, I don't know. But it's just like this pain that it just won't go away. But it all seems to be part of whatever is going on with my body in general. So I don't know. I'm going to keep going through this chiropractic process, see how it goes. I'm going to have to space it out quite a bit because it's not cheap. The first visit to this one was $150, and then $70 for each clearing thereafter. So I'm going to have to space it out. I mean, I've got 2 kids. I've got bills to pay and whatnot. So I just don't have all the money to sit there and keep doing these clearings every week or anything. But at this point, I'm just willing to try anything. I've gone to all the regular doctors. I've gone to neurologists. I've gone to ENTs. They all seem to try to treat little symptoms here and there, and they just aren't getting to the root of whatever's causing this. I have found, obviously, I've gone through tons of testing, and there's nothing major wrong, which is a blessing. I mean, obviously, I have no heart issues. I've got no brain tumors, no MS, anything that they've seen to this point. So, that's reassuring. But at the same time, I'm still not feeling the way I should. And, you got to be an advocate for your own health. You got to keep pushing to get answers. And, I ask myself all the time, what point do I stop? And, if I don't feel myself, why should I? I want to get back to the way I used to be. I want to be able to play with my kids all the time and not get exhausted. I want to be able to mow the whole lawn and not have to do one half one day and the other half the other day because I'm just too tired. So I thought I'd make this video that if some of you haven't thought about chiropractic care, do some research, check it out, see if that might be an option for you. And I'm not saying that it's going to work. I don't know at this point. I know I feel better than I have before, and any little bit of progress is a good thing. So anyway, just want to make this video, say hi to everybody, and if you like these videos, want to continue to hear follow-ups on what's going on with me, go ahead and press like down there, and feel free to comment. I know I've talked to a lot of you, and I try to get back to you as much as I can. Sorry if I don't get back to you right away. I don't see all these or I don't see all the comments all the time. They don't come through every single time, but it's certainly nice to talk to other people that are dealing with the same issues, and we can be support for each other. So until then, take care. God bless. We'll talk to you later.